Ms. Grove, please proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. Sorry for the
Good
delay.
afternoon.
I ended up on the wrong side of the barricade. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. I'm here today to present AB 2253 that will create an In God We Trust, our national motto license plate. As you're aware, I presented a similar version of this bill to you last week. Sorry I was a little slow on the uptake. I did receive your message loud and clear. I understand that there are issues with nonprofit organizations sponsoring a specialty plate, which is why I've amended the bill to require the Department of Veterans Affairs to sponsor this new program. In addition to creating a new specialty plate, AB 2253 will also be a new fund to support veteran housing and homelessness prevention programs administered through CalVet, which allocates funds for development for new and affordable housing for veterans and their families who are homeless or are extremely low income. Just like other license plate programs, the sponsor, CalVet, has 12 months to collect 7,500 signatures for In God We Trust, this national motto license plate allocation. And it's important to remember that if the 7,500 minimum is not met, that specialty plates will not be printed. The intent of this bill is pretty simple. First, to create our national mottos In God We Trust license plate program, is second to fund the need for projects of deserving veterans. There are currently 16 states that offer In God We Trust license plates to their residents to choose if they want to purchase them. There are In God We Trust became the United States national model in 1956. It also appears on our currency, in our city halls, and our government buildings, and it seems reasonable that our citizens would have the choice to be able to purchase a license plate if they choose. I understand that nearly half the license plate programs, based on what the chair said in the last hearing, that are recently created have not met the minimum threshold, and that's why, as the first female veteran in the state assembly, I plan to go statewide and to veterans associations to have veterans sign up to support not only veterans but our national motto. I'd like to thank the chair and the committee for accepting our amendments and for, again, educating me on the process in which would help this bill get out. This AB 2253 has the support of many elected officials throughout the state, including law enforcement, county supervisors, school board members, and members of the faith community, including cities in some of your own counties that you represent. Here with me to testify in support of this bill is Deborah Johnson, who's an Army veteran, female Army veteran, and the president of California Veterans Assistance Foundation.
Second.
Thank you.
Everybody's
Thank you.
climbing on. Please,
Thank you.
Please present your name and who you represent, please, and proceed.
My name is Deborah Johnson. I'm the president and CEO of the California Veterans Assistance Foundation. In 2015, over 11,000 homeless veterans were identified in the state of California. 24% of that is, California makes up 24% of all homeless veterans nationwide. 62% of the homeless veterans here in the state of California are living in places not meant for human habitation. They're living unsheltered. There are 3 funding streams needed as an agency like mine that can get a program off the board. Number 1, money for development. Number 2, operational funds. And number 3, supportive services. There are multiple permanent supportive housing solutions on the floor. HUD-VASH, the VA, has a housing program for veterans, and also HUD has a permanent supportive housing program. The great part about these, there's supportive service monies tied into those funds. VHHP requires that we have supportive services, but there is no funding available for agencies like mine to even start applying for this program. Best practices show that veterans stabilize in permanent housing when supportive services are provided. As a small nonprofit in Bakersfield, new housing solutions are critical in our goal to eliminate veteran homelessness in Kern County. We must all have new funding streams available to apply for VHHP. This one is critical for missing supportive services. The passage of this bill would allow agencies like mine to be able to apply for new funding streams and end or eliminate veteran homelessness in the state of California.
Any other witnesses in support of the author's bill? Seeing none, any authors or any members of the public that are in opposition to the author's bill? Seeing none, any?
Nope. Yeah.
Oh, we have a couple late arrivals. Please state your name and who you represent, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Gregory Kramer on behalf of Planned Parenthood Affiliates of California. We wanted to thank the committee and the author's office for working with us with the latest set of amendments. They address all of our concerns, and we are currently neutral on the bill.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Joe Michael for Equality California. We are also no longer in opposition to the bill due to the recent amendments. All of our concerns regarding the bill were resolved, so we greatly appreciate the author working on that with the committee, and thank you.
I do want to thank and commend Planned Parenthood and Equality California for coming forward and acknowledging working with the author about removing your opposition. Thank you. Any questions of the committee? Mr. Linder.
Thank you, Assemblymember Grove. I'm certainly glad that you brought this back, and hopefully this time we will be able to, we will all get to a consensus and approve this. I think our country's motto is obviously very, very important, and I got to tell you, I thank you so much for your persistence with this issue and bringing it forward to us.
Thank you.
Mr. Gomez.
Ms. Grove, last time you were here, I actually said that I didn't have a problem with the motto, which I don't, but I had a issue where that the money was going to go to a nonprofit, a private nonprofit. This resolves those concerns, and I think is actually addressing a much-needed issue in this in California and across the country, actually, which is homeless veterans, and we want to make sure that those veterans are taken care of for their service. So I appreciate you taking care of this bill, and I'll be voting aye today.
Thank you.
Mr. Mathis, did you have a comment or question?
Just like to thank the author for working with the committee and working with all the opposition to really move this forward. Selecting the veterans to benefit from this was tremendous, and I just thank you for your efforts, and I'm still proud to be a co-author. So thank you.
Thank you. Without sounding sarcastic, without sounding sarcastic in any way, I think even if I was the author, they couldn't oppose veterans' homelessness. So, sorry.
Any other questions of the committee of the author? Seeing none, we have a first by Mr. Mathis and a second by Mr. Linder. Ms. Grove, thank you.
Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Yeah, I was going to take it as you're close. Thank you, Ms. Grove. Thank you for working to address the committee's concerns. I knew your heart was in the right place, but we had a procedure and policy that we had to be able to put in a template that it would fit. Never was opposed by the message, just how it was delivered.
Thank you.
And so it appears the question of picking and choosing between nonprofits has been addressed, and I hope to see you throughout the state selling these license plates for our homeless veterans, and I hope you get to the 7,500 mark.
I believe we will, but thank you.
I don't doubt that. With that, Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Judiciary Committee. Frazier?
Aye.
Frazier, aye. Linder? Linder, aye. Baker? Baker, aye. Bloom? Bloom, aye. Brown? Chu? Chu, aye. Daly? Dodd? Dodd, aye. Eduardo Garcia? Gomez? Gomez, aye. Kim? Mathis? Mathis, aye. Medina? Medina, aye. Melendez? Nazarian? O'Donnell?
You have 9.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank
We'll
you.
leave the roll open for absent members. Mr. Lackey, Assembly Bill 1960. Good afternoon, Mr. Lackey. Please proceed when you're ready.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Thank you for this opportunity to present AB 1960. I'll be very quick. This bill exempts specific agricultural vehicles from the BIT program. The Basic Inspection of Terminals program, known as BIT, is administered by the California Highway Patrol. BIT requires program officers to regularly inspect vehicles, their maintenance records, and driving records. In addition, the fee for the program starts at $130 annually and increases with the size of your fleet. Although the BIT program may be appropriate for California's for-hire semi-truck fleet, regulating small family farmers and ranchers using pickup trucks to haul tractors, equipment, or a handful of cows is simply unnecessary. These vehicles are unique because for most farmers and ranchers, these pickup trucks and trailer combinations also serve as personal vehicles. If not used in farming, ranching, or other commercial enterprise, these vehicles and vehicle combinations would otherwise be exempt from BIT. As a result of this inclusion in BIT, farmers and ranchers are also discouraged from purchasing new vehicles and trailers solely based on the fact that new pickup trucks, when compared to older models, are heavier and therefore subject to the BIT program. These new diesel pickups have strict emission controls and include new safety features to improve braking and handling while hauling a trailer, but they increase the weight of the vehicle, so therefore they're not bought. BIT was intended for large commercial trucks, not for small ranchers and farmers. And I have with me Justin Oldfield with the California Cattlemen's Association to testify in support and answer any technical questions related to the bill.
Please state your name and who you represent, please, for the record.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Justin Oldfield with the California Cattlemen's Association. I will be brief, but I did want to follow up on a few comments made by the Assembly member. First, we are absolutely pleased to sponsor this bill and want to thank Assembly member Lackey for his efforts on it. As Mr. Lackey alluded to, many farmers and ranchers have also been discouraged to purchase new pickup trucks simply based on their weight. The same exact truck model built 20 years ago likely had a gross vehicle weight rating of 9,000 pounds. Today, that same truck has a gross vehicle weight rating of nearly 14,000 pounds. These new trucks have cleaner diesel engines, built-in engine brakes, larger brake pads, and anti-trailer sway technologies. We cannot control how Detroit builds these vehicles, and it is not good public policy to discourage the use of these new vehicles on our roadways simply because they must adhere to new regulatory programs like the BIT program. There's been some questions about why this specifically should apply to agricultural vehicles. Many agricultural vehicles are treated differently in federal and state law, so this is nothing new. For example, California law provides special provisions for implements of husbandry. Federal law specifically establishes a pathway for states to limit regulatory burdens on vehicles used solely in agriculture. I do want to be clear that this is a very narrow exemption that's being proposed. Only those farmers and ranchers operating at a not-for-hire capacity can take advantage of this exemption. Other for-hire haulers are not at a disadvantage because for-hire haulers employed in agriculture must still adhere to the BIT program. The exemption has a gross vehicle weight rating cap of 26,000 pounds and limits pickups or tow vehicles from exceeding a gross vehicle weight of 16,001 pounds. To imply that the safety of these vehicles will be left unchecked because of AB 1960 is simply untrue. Based on their weight and configuration, these vehicles and vehicle combinations are likely to still require a motor carrier permit issued by DMV, travel through roadway inspection stations manned by CHP, adhere to federal DOT regulations for those traveling interstate, pay weight fees, adhere to hours of service and logbook requirements, etc. Lastly, relative to the question on whether or not this is enforceable, we certainly believe it is. This exemption replicates an existing provision related to commercial driver's license for vehicles used in agriculture, which is in Section 12804 of the Vehicle Code. The provision has been in law since 1998, and generally speaking, there have been no issues related to enforcement. AB 1960 does not reinvent the wheel, and we were careful to craft the language to ensure that the application of this exemption is already known to our partners at the California Highway Patrol. For these reasons, we respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Next witness, please. State your name and who you represent.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. John Moffitt on behalf of the Milk Producers Council representing dairy families throughout the state of California in support for the reasons previously stated.
Any other members of the public that would like to testify in support of the author's bill?
Margot Parks on behalf of the Family Winemakers of California in support.
Thank you.
Andrea Fox, California Farm Bureau Federation in support.
Thank you.
Wayne Reeves, President of the Contra Costa County Farm Bureau in support.
Thank you.
John Mangles, Solano County rancher and operator of vehicles that would be affected by this. I think it adds clarity and consistency to the vehicle code.
Thank you.
Support.
John Pearson, Solano County rancher, and I'm in support of this bill.
Thank you, sir. Any other members of the public that like to testify in support of the author's bill? Seeing none, any members of the public that would like to speak in opposition to the author's bill? Seeing none, any members of the committee that would like to ask questions? Mr. Dodd, of the author.
Mr. Lackey, I appreciate you bringing this bill before us today. This is something that's, it shows you that the one-size-fits-all, regulations don't necessarily work. This is absolutely something that is very, very timely. I've talked to a lot of farmers in my district, and I know they're going to appreciate your efforts, and I'd like to be a co-author if that should be able to happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other members of the committee that would like to ask questions of the author? Seeing none, Mr. Lackey, would you like to close?
Yeah, just real quickly, I think you were given handouts, and they kind of demonstrate the inconsistencies that we're trying to remedy here with this bill, and we look forward to your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Lackey. We do have a first by Mr. Linder, a second by Mr. Mathis. Mr. Lackey, I do thank you for bringing this bill forward. Ensuring commercial vehicles are inspected to meet certain standards is an important goal, but we must ensure that we are not being in an overzealous enforcement mode. The new BIT program includes vehicles that do not merit the same degree of scrutiny as semi-truck haulers, and we know that. I want to applaud the Farm Bureaus and specifically the ranchers and farmers in my district who brought me in to let me know how this would be impactful to them. And on that, we expanded with a town hall in our county, which Mr. Dodd was present, so that we could actually drill down and look at this, what it's doing to the people that are the backbone of our economy, ranchers and farmers. Our agricultural businesses deserve to have a lighter regulatory burden to allow them to operate and thrive without having the state looking over their shoulder at all times. With that, I will be supporting your bill today, but also want to ask to be added on as a co-author also.
Of course.
And looking forward to continuing. And with your background as a former CHP officer, I know you get this. And I appreciate you looking after this and being a steward for this going forward. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Thank you.
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Appropriations Committee. Frazier?
Aye.
Frazier, aye. Linder?
Aye.
Linder, aye. Baker?
Aye.
Baker, aye. Bloom?
Aye.
Bloom, aye. Brown? Chu?
Aye.
Chu, aye. Daly? Dodd?
Aye.
Dodd, aye. Eduardo Garcia? Gomez? Gomez, aye. Kim? Mathis? Mathis, aye. Medina? Medina, aye. Melendez? Nazarian? O'Donnell?
Your bill has 9. We'll leave the roll open for absent members.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Gomez. Mr. Gomez, Assembly Bill 1685. Please proceed when you're ready, sir.
Baker was just eyeing me, so I'm a little concerned. Mr. Chair and members. Okay, good. Thank you for the opportunity to present Assembly Bill 1685, a long overdue and common sense measure that updates California's civil penalties for mobile source violations. You have all heard of the Volkswagen scandal by now. The world's second largest automaker was caught and admitted to selling vehicles equipped with fraudulent defeat devices used to cheat emission standards. Not only did VW intentionally violate the public's trust, but its egregious actions have had the negative impact on human health and the environment. These cars have spewed illegal amounts of harmful smog-forming emissions into the air, thus contributing to California's worst-in-the-nation air pollution. Members, penalties are only effective when they are set at levels that ensure compliance with the law, deter future violations, and protect competitors that do abide by the rules. If other manufacturers can play by the rules, why can't VW? Penalties cannot simply be the cost of doing business. California's maximum penalty levels for violations of certification requirements, test procedures, and emission standards have not changed since the mid-1970s, when cars and other equipment cost a fraction of what they do now. By contrast, federal penalties for similar violations are significantly higher and periodically adjusted for inflation. AB 1685 remedies these discrepancies and strengthens California's ability to deter bad actors, meets its pollution reduction and climate goals, and protects public health and the environment. Members, let's not wait for another VW to bring our laws into the 21st century. I ask you for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. You have witnesses in support?
Yes. Mr. Chair, members, Bonnie Holmes-Jen with the American Lung Association in California. And as you're aware, California has led the world to clean up motor vehicle pollution. Our leadership has forced technology innovation in vehicles and fuels and reduced emissions. And we've done this to tackle our pervasive air pollution problems that are linked to health emergencies, from asthma attacks to respiratory illnesses, heart attacks, slowed lung growth in children. We have some of the worst pollution in the country. And, we're all affected by air pollution, but especially our vulnerable populations. And clearly, transportation pollution is a huge cause of this pollution, and critical to cleaning up the air and making progress toward our federal air quality standards is to ensure that our state's leading air pollution laws and regulations are followed. So We are appalled also by the VW scandal. Clearly, this shows that we need a stronger deterrent in law. As you know, we're still trying to put a number on the amount of pollution that was released over the past 8 years by the VW defeat device, and it's really unfortunate. It took 8 years of cheating, putting large amounts of pollution into the air, affecting public health, to shed more light on this need for stronger penalties. ARB has extensive compliance enforcement and outreach programs, a very clear penalty policy. It supports the need for higher penalties to make sure that we can enforce violations and improve public health. So we are supporting AB 1685 and urge your aye vote.
Mr. Chairman and members, Bill McGavern with the Coalition for Clean Air in support of the bill. The laws that you pass here are only as good as their enforcement, and enforcement penalties need to be kept up to date. These have not been updated since the birth of the disco era. And Mr. Gomez appropriately referred to the Volkswagen scandal, which is clearly the poster child for this bill. What you may not know is that that was not the first time that engine manufacturers, car and truck companies, had put defeat devices intentionally in their vehicles to violate air pollution laws and cause excess pollution. And given that those violations have happened repeatedly, that's a pretty good indication that the punishment has not been stiff enough. So we need to have punishments that will deter anyone from thinking of doing this in the future. Volkswagen also shows us that we need to make sure that the cars that are on the road in use are actually as clean as they are when they're being certified. And this law would also give ARB the ability to make sure that manufacturers are doing that. Thank you.
Mr. Gomez, I'll remind you that you have support on this bill.
Second the motion.
I get the hint. Thank you so much.
Briefly, Chair and members, Tom Addison with the Bay Area Air District in strong support.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chair and members, Brendan Tuig on behalf of the California Air Pollution Control Officers Association in support.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Victoria Rome with the Natural Resources Defense Council in support.
Thank you very much.
Kelly Dunn on behalf of California League Conservation Voters in support.
Thank you.
Andrea York on behalf of the Clean Power Campaign in strong support.
Thank you.
Diana Vasquez, Sierra Club, California in strong support.
Thank you.
Matt Reed on behalf of Breathe California and the Breathe California affiliates in support.
Thank you. Any other members of the public that would like to testify in support of the author's bill? Seeing none, any members of the public that would like to testify in opposition to the author's bill? Seeing none, any members of the committee that would like to ask questions of the author? Mr. Gomez, would you like to close?
I ask for your aye vote.
I support your bill. Mr. Gomez, thank you for bringing it forward. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll after Mr. Medina has been the first and Mr. Chu is the second. Thank you for that, Madam Secretary.
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Appropriations Committee. Frazier?
Aye.
Frazier, aye. Linder?
No.
Linder, no. Baker? Baker, no. Bloom? Aye. Bloom, aye. Brown? Chu? Aye. Chu, aye. Daly? Dodd? Dodd, aye. Eduardo Garcia? Gomez?
Aye.
Gomez, aye. Kim? Mathis? No. Mathis, no. Medina? Aye. Medina, aye. Melendez? Nazarian? O'Donnell?
Your bill has 6. When we'll call the roll when some members are back.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Gomez, would you like to present Assembly Bill 2718? Okay.
Leave no bill behind.
Please proceed when you're ready.
Assembly Bill 2718 is a simple bill that would update current statute regarding
Move the bill.
I ask for your aye vote.
I have a first by Mr. Linder, second by Assemblymember Baker. Any members of the public that would like to testify in support of the author's bill? Seeing none, any members of the public that would like to testify in opposition to the Assembly member's bill, the author's bill? Any members of the public that would like to ask questions of the author? Seeing none, would you like to close?
I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. I'll be supporting your bill today. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass to the Assembly Appropriations Committee. Frazier?
Aye.
Frazier, aye. Linder?
Aye.
Linder, aye. Baker? Baker, aye. Bloom? Bloom, aye. Brown? Chu? Chu, aye. Daly? Dodd? Dodd, aye. Eduardo Garcia? Gomez? Gomez, aye. Kim? Mathis? Mathis, aye. Medina? Medina, aye. Melendez? Nazarian? O'Donnell?
That bill has 9. We'll leave the roll open for absent members, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and pass the gavel over to Mr. Linder, and I'll be presenting right now due to we have no members on the floor.
Yes.